some folks that can just write down the thing and then teach it out. And they don't get lost. I'm listening. And sometimes I've got it so, it's beautiful. I've tried to do this for 3 weeks and I get like a third of the way in and it just takes its own, it's over there, you know? It's crazy. It really is quite alive to me. And especially when I'm teaching Kundalini, from the very first minute of sitting in front of the class, leading that.
Copy a cat. Eventually.
Right when you want to
Somebody
move.
will come up eventually.
And just, you can feel the whole room. You can feel where it's going, and you'd be stupid to get in its way. But you do want to have a plan. And then you're like, okay, fine, well, I'll just follow the room. And then it goes away, and you're just sitting, where are we going to go? Yeah, you got to be ready and then not use it. That's the plan. So for the past week, well, we could say since March 15th, we've gone like this, right? And then we all got on Zoom, and we did this more. And it just feels like we've become this shape. First we were in our cars, but at least we were getting in and out of our cars, which took some, and we had a seat belt, and there were some general movements. But now it is really like somehow so much more limiting to be on the computer in this shape. And then we just have this sort of pressure cooker of circumstance, and now we're all waiting. And so in the waiting, I'm finding my breath is so small. And now I've got this little fold in my hips, and I'm waiting, and my breath is really small. And it just feels like a shell of some kind, and our bodies are so fluid. And our breath is so fluid, and our joints are made to move, and we're 70 to 80% water. And so my goal of today is to remember a long, deep breath. So we'll build it up. We're just going to warm up, get moving, move it through, move it out to start. And then we're going to find a long, deep breath. And we're going to find, before we go anywhere, imagine that you have a line up the center of your body. And from your pubic bone to your navel, we're going to have 1, 2. From your navel to your sternum, we'll have 3, 4. And from your sternum to your throat, we'll have 5, 6. So when we breathe in, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And just see if you can start to feel that in, out, 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 right? And it's not segmented, but what you're doing is you're starting to open and follow from the base through the mid to the top. And as we build that, and as we give it some space, and as we give it some strength, you'll feel how breathing out from the belly, breathing out from the bridge, breathing out from the collarbones, this will help you turn further into postures, and turning further into postures will help you rinse out the stagnation that we've developed. And as you begin to breathe in through the belly, in through the low belly, in through the mid body, in through the collarbones, you'll begin to feel length in the spine. And we're going to use the breath to really free up this lack of motion and momentum. So we will start out on our backs. Luca. So a blanket, 2 blocks. Good morning. A blanket, 2 blocks, and a strap will help. So as you come to your back, bring your knees into your chest and just let your hips move a little bit side to side. And take your right hand overhead and your right leg along. There we go. Pause a beat. Flex, point your feet, open and close your right hand.
Flex, point your feet, open and close your right hand all the way out through your right heel, and then bring it in, hand to shin. Ha. Left leg long, left hand long. Flex, point your feet, open and close your left hand. And start to feel, I can breathe. And then hand to shin. Inhale, opening right. And then hand to shin. And then open the left. Good. We're just opening one side and then the other. Find your pace. And many times as I start out here, I start out aware, am I anchoring my navel to my spine, my low back to the floor, so I'm keeping the base of my body safe. But then I want you to bring your attention into the shoulders, into the arms. Flex your feet deeply. And then open and close through the shoulders a little bit more. And from the shoulders, lengthen the sides of your waist. Ah. And letting your body begin to change, letting your breathing begin to change. We're going to stay another 30 seconds right here. If it needs to be smaller or slower, be small, slow. Bringing your knee a little closer, your heel a little further away, becoming more deliberate in how you're moving. You can work here, or just like our Kundalini warm-up, you can press both heels out and both arms out wide to the side. So if you choose, arms wide like a T, feet together, pressing your feet out 45 degrees, working here. So widen the breath. Pull out into the hands. Open your hands like you're holding a great ball. Open the chest. Good. Just keep it steady. If you need to, go back to one leg at a time. If you like, stay here, or I will turn it into a bicycle. So the hands go behind your head and go back to one leg at a time. And now add a little bit of a turn. So the upper back is starting to revolve. And now slow and deepen your breath. Close your eyes and just let your breath be long and smooth. And out the mouth. Let the feet be very loose. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And land, feet down, hands down, palms open, breathing. To right over onto hands and knees. Have a block nearby. Just turn right over and set your block down in the center of your mat. It's going to go behind your chest. Because as you go to child's pose, the block will meet your chest. So hips stay high, and you're looking forward. Looking forward, heart goes high. Now inch your knees back, and your seat back, and use the pull of your hips to open even your palms. As though you could open the joint of your elbows, as though you could lengthen under your armpits. Look forward, look forward. Yeah, look forward, sit your seat back. Good. Lift enough and maybe set the block aside. Heart, heart, heart down. A little more space. It's early. My heart is not on the floor, but it's reaching back. My hands are reaching forward. My chin finds the floor. My heart reaches back. My hips back. I'm opening my throat, my face, my breath goes 3. Goes 2. Good. One more. Rise up, hands and knees. Round your back, tuck your chin. Good.
Take your left hand behind your head, wrap your elbow to your wrist, and rinse. Inhale, open, and exhale, close. We're just starting right in the upper body, right in the top of the spine, and we'll work our way down through the spine. Exhale, elbow to wrist. Inhale, open. Exhale, down. So as you lift your elbow, press your right hand down and start to trust your elbow joint, right? And now open your left hand high and go a little forward and a little back and open the wrist and the left waist and the left hip, and then take your left hand down behind your right wrist. Put your shoulder to the floor. So can you exhale navel to spine, and then solar plexus, and then collarbones? Can you breathe to the belly? Breathe to the chest, breathe to the collarbones, and out the same way. Just notice that when you start breathing in this way, the breath zips up the body and then out. And we turn. Work right here, or reach your right hand straight overhead, fingertips to the floor. Back of the left hand to the floor, look up under your right armpit and straighten your right leg, knee off the floor. Stay 3. Open the upper back. I know it's very early in the practice for a big twist, but we're going. Find the breath in the belly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Awesome. Right hand down. Hands and good knees. Right hand behind your head. Right elbow to the left wrist. And I can feel there is a reluctance in my body. I haven't moved through the chest or through the shoulders into the breath as I usually do when I'm out and about a little differently. Ordinarily, I would be swimming every week 2-3 times, and I'm not. And I can feel the accumulation of lack of movement. Right hand high, open it, go a little forward, go a little back. As you go a little forward, you're creasing the left hip, so it's the left wrist. Good. You're opening the right waist and bring your right hand behind the left wrist and drop over. Drop your head. Feel all the spots that are sticky or stuff. Find your breath. 1, 2, low belly. 3, 4, mid body. 5, 6 at the throat and out in the same way. And feel the breath starting to help unstick inside of you. Extend your left hand long, fingertips to the floor. Back of your right hand presses down. Look up under your left armpit and lift the left knee, turning. Belly, chest, throat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Find those. Let it change you. Left knee to the floor. Left hand back, press down. Find down dog. And feel the space in your chest. Feel the space in your body. And feel the space in your breath. So from the heart, through the shoulders to the hands, has made some space. Turn your chin, and we will come into the legs. Bend the knees, pedal out your dog. Let it start to move. And coming onto hands and knees, we're going to find both blocks. And set hands on blocks. Hands on blocks. Knees off the floor, downward facing dog. So the right foot steps up between the blocks and the left knee comes down and the hands come high. Good. Drop your hands, let your hips come back. Okay. And sweep up,
And exhale, hands down. See if you can use your right front heel, press it down and away, and then pull your hips forward. So you're drawing your right toes up and back. Yes. And now let your shoulders really shake out through the hands, get a little quicker. And can you find the breath? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right up the body and out the same way. Go 3. Such a relief. Go 2. And go 1. Hands up high. Stay. Hold opposite elbows. Stay. Hold opposite elbows. Hips come back. Heart comes up. Square the left hip and slowly forward. Elbows up. Elbows up. Elbows up. Elbows up. Coming up out of the back body. Little wriggle, hands high and set it down. Step back down dog. Feeling the right hand, right hip, right heel, drop your head. Start to feel your breath almost flood through the right side back body. Left foot steps up, right knee comes down. Good. Finding your lunge, hands up high, we let it move. Good. So using your left heel, hands drop, press into your heel, find your balance, and rise, and fall. So your heart's coming up rather than forward. Not so much a big back bend, but this elevation, come up out of your hips. Use your left heel, even lifting your mouth corners. Out the hands, let it go. 3. Can you find up the line? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathing from the belly to the head. And then hands stay high. Hold opposite elbows. Reach up. Bring your hips back over your knee. Little wriggle. Rise, rise, rise. Up out of the back body. And bend. 3. Up and out. 2. Up and out. Hands high. And down. And step back down dog. Good. Put your hands on the floor. Right heel high. Bending both knees, bend your elbows, and then press them both straight. Bend your knees, bend your elbows, inhale. Press it all straight, exhale. Right foot steps between your hands, and 2 hands high. The back knee is high. Good, straightening the front leg. Bending the front knee, bend your elbows, open the chest. Rise. Find the breath. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And back down. One more. Reach up. And down. Keep the legs. Hands go up high. Good. Straighten your legs. Hold opposite elbows. And then bend that left knee. And left hip forward and left heel back. A little forward and back. You're going to come onto the ball of your back foot. A little forward, a little back. And it's going to open the Achilles tendon. It's going to open the front of the left hip. Stay now. Heel over ball of foot. Right hip back. Left hip forward. Hands high. Look up. And hands down. Hands to block. Step back down dog. A little space in the arms. A little space in the chest. Hips high. Heart high. Good. Walk your hands, step back, down dogs, a little shorter. Right foot to the center line, left heel high, opening. Bend your elbows, bend your knees, and then exhale, press out. Bend your elbows, bend your knees. Explore that loose place and then press to stability. 1 more bending, loosen, hips, jaw, face, elbows wrap in. Press. And the left foot will step up. Hands up high, right knee off the floor. So as you straighten the left leg, draw your ribs back and your right hip forward. Bend your left knee, bend your elbows. Whew. We go. Notice your breath. Feel from the base to the top. And let the breath all the way to your fingertips, all the way out, navel to spine. One more. So that as you bend the left knee, stay. And hands up high. Hold opposite elbows. Little wriggle, go up and out. Straighten the left knee. Wrap your right hip forward. Find your lunge. Now forward and back. So your heel goes back behind the ball of your foot and then forward over the ball of the foot. Use that left front heel. And clear through the Achilles tendon. Spread the back foot. Now, heel over ball of foot. Right hip forward, elbows high. Hands high. Look up. And set it down. Down dog. So we let it move. Walk your feet to your hands, hands on blocks. Good, good. Soft knees, tail back. Soft knees, look forward. Look forward. Low, flat back. Hands to hips. And then lead with your heart. Hands up, heels down. Same thing, hands to hips. Fold. Hands to blocks, left foot steps back, left knee down. Hands up high, we know this. Good, hands down. Step up, fold in. And stand tall, inhaling up. Hands right down in front of your shoulders, hinge at the hips to the blocks. Right foot steps back, right knee down. Hands by the shoulders, go right up the front. And then back down to the block. Step your right foot up, fold in, hinge at the hips. Hands up the center. Good, hands down the center, left foot steps back. Inhaling, navel, chest, throat. Exhale, navel, chest, throat, step up. Inhale, navel, chest, throat. Exhale, fold. Right foot back, knee down, inhale. Rising and folding. One more, we go, inhale up. And then exhale, navel, chest, throat, step back, knee down, hold the breath out, inhale up and down. Step up. Stand tall, palms together, down the center. Everything about our asana is to clear the lines, the communication between the body, the being, and the breath. Shake it out. Step your left foot back. So it's not a big step, it's not a full, I could go further is definitely possible. There we go, bring your back heel in a little bit. Heels are on two lines so that you square your hips. Left hand goes high, thumb back, right arm goes wide, thumb down, and the back of your right hand to your spine. So all your length, from your left heel to your left hand coming up, hinge at the hip, navel to spine, heart to spine, throat to spine, fold. Now find your block so that you land either on a block or on the floor. So your palm is supported. And as your palm is supported, drop your head. And as your head drops, your left hip comes forward and your left heel drops down. Good. This will be exhale. Left thumb points up, we rise. Arm beside ear. Strengthen the back of your body and elevate. Exhale, navel to spine. Hinge. Fold. That's two. Go again. Thumb up, heart up, hand up. Lengthen the left side. Lengthen the left side. And then fold and fold and fold. And stay, three. Dropping your head, left heel down, right hip back, two. Drop the tension out of your neck. Drop the tension off of your face. Right shoulder rolls back, use your right elbow. Use that block and draw the block back underneath your left shoulder. Plug your left hand in, roll your right elbow, look up, right hand high, spin. Now breathe to the belly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Plug in your heel, exhale the same way. 1, 2, 3, 4. Use the breath to turn the spine in the belly. Up to the throat. Exhale, navel to spine, turning. Good. Now reach your right hand slowly overhead, a little bit, a little bit, a little bit. I feel it, feel it. Keep the breath. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Look down, right hand down. Step your left foot up. Big bend in the knees. Feet fit 2 fists. So that you can take your fingertips out, your seat drop, thumbs up, stand up. We go 3. Exhale, sit down. Really drop into the hips. Hinge, drop the chin, drop the hands. Seat down, thumbs up, heart up, stand up. And sit down. Lead with your heart. Lori Jacobson, thumbs up, heart up. Don't round, don't round, don't round, don't round. And widen down. Better. We're getting warmer. Right foot steps back. Right hand high. So now we're building all of the muscles along the right side of the spine. Left hand wide, left thumb down, back of the hand to your spine, go up. So feel you can collapse here, and instead you're going to reach out of the right fingertips, out of the right heel, hinge at the hip, and then find your block. If you need both, stack them up. Palm is supported, because with the weight in your palm, you can drop your head, lengthen the back of your neck. There we go, palm down, back heel down. That's our base, right thumb up. Here we go, rising. Reach from your heel to your hand, lengthen that and strengthen that and hinge. Tuck your chin, navel, heart, throat. There's the breath. Let it lift you up. Feel your navel, chest, throat. Good, take that breath, hinge at the hip. That's it, that's it. Navel to spine, reach out. Now stay. And let the breath all the way through. Can you breathe from your heel to your heart to your hand? Spin the left elbow, spin the left wrist, spin the left waist. Right hand draws back beneath your shoulder. Left elbow rotates up, left ribs up, left hand high. Now breathing down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Follow that line. From the low abdomen through the chest to the throat, in and out. Take the left hand a little bit overhead, a little bit overhead. Start two, start two, start two, start two. And the left hand down. Step your right foot up. 2 fists fit between your feet. Hands out, big bend in your knees. So the thumbs come up and the seat goes down and you press down to rise up tall. Your hips come a little forward, your thumbs a little bit back. Good, sit it down. Roll your ribs to your thighs. Drop your seat back, your fingers down, tuck of the chin right at the end. Now sit down more, and stand up tall. As we go down, see how deeply can you sit. Sit, 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 sit. Maybe hips to heels, fall inside the thighs. Tuck your chin, drop your head. You're lengthening the back of your body. Thumbs up, heart up, stand tall. And widen down. That we breathe beyond the container of the physical body. We breathe all the way to the feet, beyond the feet, beyond the hands. We can start to breathe. Take your strap, opening the chest. We'll take the strap behind the back so that you are hip distance. I like to double mine up. And I'm the width of my hips. Good. Knees are soft, heart is high. So the hands go down the back. And down the back means not this, but it's drawing the heart up and the knuckles down and the shoulder blades towards the spine. So again, sit down. Wag your tail, sit down, lead with your heart. Take your heels down and your toes up and your knuckles back to broaden your chest. That's it. Now roll down and lift your hips. Hips up, hands over. So really find the seat here. Try to pull your feet apart. Try to widen your seat. Where's your breath? Drop your head, drop your face. Now hands come down beside your hips. Drop your seat, lift your heart, lift your gaze, shoulders back, stand up tall. It gets a little bigger, so we sit down. Heart leads us, hips up, hands over. We'll go 3. Sit down, hands down, deepen. Where can your hips go? Down towards your heels, stand like you're just breaking new trails. Sit down, sit down. Hips up, hands over. Exhale deeper, sit down, heart opens and rise. One more time, sit it down. Where can you go? Where can you go? And then hands over, hips up, stay here. Turn a little left and a little right. Start to open up under the shoulder. And as you open under the shoulder, send your hip back. So if I turn to the right, I send my left hip back. I turn to the left, I send my right hip back, and as my hip goes back, my shoulder opens. All of that connective tissue. Get the breath into the spaces you're finding. Find center. Drop your head, hands overhead, hips high, heels wide. And sit your hands to your hips to your heels, your heart up. Slowly now stand and keep it, keep it, keep it, keep it, keep it. All of this flush you're feeling is opening the channels that have been closed. Strap goes down. Blocks go stacked together on the right side of the mat. And we'll do one vinyasa, just move it through. So if you have your blanket, set your blanket aside a jiffy and just sweep up high. Good. Same. Big bend in the knees, tail back, and hands wide. Fold down. Hips up. We made this. And the left foot steps back and the left knee comes down, 2 hands high, reach up. We made this, 2 hands down. Step the right foot back, press. High plank, inhale. Down dog, exhale. Inhale, look forward, pull forward. Exhale, down dog, press. One more, inhale, pull forward. Broad back, exhale, press back. Good. Left foot steps up, right knee down. Inhaling up. And exhale down. Step your right up. Fold. Hands to hips. Drop the seat, heart, heels. Good, palms together, bring it in. Heels down, lift your toes. There's a rush, and that rush is the garden hose of your energy channels closed, and there's a backup, and when you open that, it goes shoo. Like when you're washing your car and you drive over the hose and then you drive off of it, it goes shoo. You're like, what? I have that too. We feel for the hose. Right foot. So we're going to step the left foot back. I'm going to turn so you can see me and find warrior 2. So the back foot comes back. We're a little bit bigger. Put your blocks inside the right heel. And then straighten your front leg and flush it out. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, bend your knee, go wide. Settle it down. We go. Inhale up. And out and down. Good morning. Into the whole body. And last time, just pause. Strengthen the back leg from your left hip to your left heel. That's it. And trust that and drop your shoulders. Drop your back shoulder. There. Yeah. Right? You don't think that I'm looking at you. Straighten your right leg and draw your right hip back and under you. Your right, yeah, good. And your right hand down. Add your block. Get it taller if it needs to be taller. This is where we land. We're going to come up out of it 2 more times. So reverse, right hand high. Come up, come up, come up, come up, come up. Good, up out of that hip. And now take the length down to the block. And reach your hands apart. Again, reach up. Pull your hands apart. Pull your hand away from your heel. And then right hand down to the block. Good, 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 good. Draw your hands apart. Look up. Take your left hand overhead. Reach away from your left heel.
And reach your left hand back towards your left hip. Look down we go. Inhale up over the top. Pull your hands apart. Into the breath. And exhale, look down. Navel, chest, throat. Inhale up over. Stay. 3. So swing the hips a little forward. Space between your toes. Lord, space between your toes. Lengthen your feet to lengthen the breath. Bend your right knee, left hand down. Left knee to the floor. Good. Put your blocks on the outside. No, one on the outside, one on the inside. You'll have options. 2 hands high like we did, right? Forward and back. Hands down. Inhale, I got it backwards. Hands down, bring it back. Inhale up. And down. Shake out the hand. So again, you're clearing all of these channels and all the ways that we're holding. We go one more time. Feel the length. Left hand only down to the block. Spin. Down to the block. Back knee off the floor. Pull your hands apart. Look up. Rock forward and back on the ball of your back foot. And feel how with the rock of the foot, you can begin turning your navel a little more fully. And now look down, left knee to the floor, 2 hands down. And we're going to get again, hands up, inhale, sweep it out, and let it go. I'm just going to take it a little further, a little deeper. And now, one more, 2 hands high. Palms together, thumbs to the heart, stay. Left elbow outside of your right knee. Keep the arm there, forward and back. Hips forward and back. And as you go forward, that's where the twist happens. You go back, you make a little space, you turn a little further, and then you bend the right knee and that makes the turn. Option 1, stay right here. Option 2, left knee off the floor. Option 3, open your hands, left hand down to that left side block, drawing your navel. Right hand reaches over the top. If you choose, go free. Where's the breath? Find the belly, the chest, and the throat. Look down. 2 hands down. Knee down. Good. Set your blocks forward. Step back, down dog, and float your right heel high. Up, out, up, out, up, out. Bend your right knee, drop your head. Bend and straighten your right leg. And feel from your hands and your feet that now your energy can come up out of your heel. Reverse it. Press your hands more clearly. Press your right heel to the ceiling. Press your left heel to the floor. Press your thumbs down. Drop your head. Right foot to the floor. Knees wide, toes together, child's pose. Walk your hands to the left, please. Breath. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. On the inhale, on the exhale, find the line of the body and follow that. Good. To the center. Feeling right hand, right hip, right heel. And when we open these lines, we begin to establish a quiet. That the work of yoga is actually complete relationship to your mind, to your thinking, to your perception. And the asana is just preparation. It's just clearing out the refrigerator so you can see what's going on in there. And then you can start cooking. High plank. Widen your feet. Stay quiet. Widen your feet. Stay quiet. Right knee tap to the floor and then press to straighten. Navel to spine. Left knee down and press to straighten. Inhale right. Exhale press. Stay quiet. Close your eyes. Find a rhythm.
Each time you extend and press down into the floor, broaden the back. As you straighten your legs, send your navel to your body. You're not sagging. Each extension of your heel, pressing back, is making clarity, is making purpose. I choose this. 3. 2. Keep choosing, keep deliberating. This is it, this is mine. Good. And center. And dog, hips up, feet in. And now feel length from the hands through the navel coming a little higher. Good. Left foot steps up, building warrior 2. The blocks inside the left heel go wide. To rise. And then to settle. And just use it to find your way back into the body. To rise. Tracking. Bend your knee, bring it towards your little toe. There, yeah. And stay a beat. Navel to spine, like you just did. Navel to spine. You steady yourself here. Your breath initiates here. Right hand down the back, left hand high, bring it up. And as you sweep forward, left hand down to the block, right hand high. Establish your blocks. Where do they need to be? How do they need to be? Make sure your second toe, look down to your left foot, your second toe is in line with your heel. So bringing your hips a little further forward. There we go. Stephanie, bring your feet closer together by 2 inches. Now we got it. Now we got it. Now rise. Left hand high, inhale. And then reach wide and down. Navel to spine. You feel that carry you to the belly, to the heart, to the throat, to the hand. And down. Navel to spine. Good. Stay. Right hand reaches overhead and then right hand back to the hip. Look down. Right hand overhead. Look up. Good. Take your time now. Follow. Where's the breath? Breathing from the pubic bone all the way to the collarbone. And then reaching over to pause. Draw the hands apart. Weight in the hands and in the heels. Feel the breath through your body. Feel the navel a little wiser. Base of the left big toe into the floor. That's it, that's it. And then look down. Look down and bring your right knee to the floor. Under twist. Separate your blocks, one on either side. And now shake it out, the hands coming up. Right toes are tucked under, you're nice and stable. Drop your hands. So what you find, I want you to be able to get it through and beyond the body, all the way out. Good, one more, we'll go. As you bring your hands up high, bring them together. And then palms together, hips back, thumbs to the heart. Right hand down to the block first. Let's start there. Right hand down, turn. Left hand high. So drawing your hands apart, apart, apart. Draw your hands apart. So apart that they lift the right knee. So apart that the right knee seems to float and the navel turns to the left. Good. Ha. The left hand reaching softly overhead. Rock a little forward, a little back, until the heel is over the ball of your back foot and the back foot spreads wide and the navel turns and the right thigh floats. Good, 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 good. And the left hand wide and down. Knee to the floor, and again, hands up, and we're going to just shake it out. You can flutter the lips. I'll tell you a little story about fluttering the lips at the end. It's very good. It's remarkable stuff. Good. This time the hands together and to the heart. Bring it in. So the right arm goes outside the knee. And you can use your hand to turn yourself. to use your hand and then find your palm. And when you go forward and back, that allows you to find, where can I make a little space in the navel? And then bigger bend in your right knee, the more you find the turn. So let yourself breathe, adjust, and then pause. Right knee forward, spinning. This may be your work. Or right knee off the floor, spinning, palms together. Look back to the back heel. Work here, or the right hand opens down to the block or down to the floor. Left hand goes high and maybe over. Back heel tacks back. You're over the ball of your foot. All of it working, fitting, feeling. All of it, all of it, all the holding. And then right knee down and left hand down. Set yourself back. Knees wide, toes together. Child's pose, walk to the right. And drop your left hip back. And let the whole left side open. Drop your head. And I know for me there's emotion in there, man. All the ways we're holding. I hear you, body. I hear you. We just take that side body rinse and we'll rinse it all the way through the outer hips, back to the center, hands, knees. Let's find our dog to finish. Tuck toes and lift the left heel. Up, out, up, out, up, out. Little bend if you need it. Loosen it all and then find the foundation. Right heel is descending, left heel is ascending. Shoulders wrap back, arms extend. Left foot down. Step both feet to the left side. And then cross your left in front of your right. Wide as you can. Legs crossed. And then bringing your knees to the floor. Your left knee will be in front of your right. Your feet widen, feet flatten. And you drop your hips seat a little bit back. You're not trying to get your hips to the floor. You're just starting to find a rinse of the front body. And inhale, hands, knees. So the left knee comes to the floor and there's some space. In the space, I want your hips big wag side to side. And feel the wag side to side, soften your face, your head falls. And then at center, you fold back. A breath here, just dropping the elbows, dropping the head, dropping the hips. Allowing ourselves to be rinsed out. And one more time, we'll rise up. Hands are heavy and the hips sway. Side to side, drop your head, close your eyes, sway. Sway. And the last fold back. Outer hips, inner thighs, elbows drop, chest is broad, go where you can. Open the back. Drum the fingers to loosen the arms, to drop the elbows, to drop the head. And as you unfold, returning hands and knees, we're going to tuck the toes and find our down dog. Uncross and pause. And find high plank. Right hand steps half a hand length forward, so the heel of your hand is ahead of your shoulder. Feet together. As you come to your outer right foot, step your left foot halfway up. Just halfway, not to your hand, the length of your hips, and then your left hand comes high. As your left hand goes over, draw your left knee back towards your outer left heel. And now lift your hips. Press your right hand down and away. Drop your left hand toward the floor. Drop your head. Lift your hips. Lift your hips. Come onto the outer edge of your left foot. Scissor your thighs. The whole, so you can feel all the way to your outer knee on the left side. And left hand high and down. Downward facing dog. Now there are moments in deep work, like these last few postures, where I feel a taste that's metallic. And I know from experience that that taste many times is what would have made me sick. It's like the taste of a cold that was building up in me. And if I flush that out, I feel so much better later in the afternoon. Walk your feet to the right. Step your right in front of your left. Bring your knees to the floor. So the right knee is in front of the left, and widen your feet. So our lymphatic system, hips towards the floor, take it back. 2 gallons of fluid moving through the body, taking all the waste of white cells out. Hands and knees, rise up and let your hips move side to side. And you're trying to move this fluid deeper into tissues where it has not been. So that you can keep wellness in every nook and cranny. Cranny, isn't a funny word. Hip to your heels, full back. Now start to really soften. You are a soft, porous sponge. Rinse. Use your body weight. Just drop into your bones. Softening the knee joints, the hip joints, the shoulder joints, the head. Now use the breath to get into that sponge and rinse it out. Rise. Hips side to side. So we started all up in the shoulders, up in the chest, spinning through the throat. And we're coming all the way down through the outer hips, outer knees, right to the feet. Drop your hips back and stay. Our breath participates not just in the chest, not just in our lungs. That's our respiration. But we're talking about the way in which breath moves life force to every cell. It's so much bigger than that. So we open every cell to be accessible to health, vitality, growth, intelligence, support. Rise. Tuck toes, down dog. Uncross. Just feeling the uncross, release. Again, that sense of the garden hose. We're using binds today very specifically. Creases and then uncreasing high plank. So the left hand steps a half a hand length forward. It keeps the joint safe if your left wrist is ahead of your shoulder. And then outer left foot to the floor. Right foot steps halfway up, just in line with your hip. And then right hand high. Draw your hands apart. Draw your hands apart. Be active. Turn your right palm to the front of the mat and then overhead. So as your hand comes overhead, it drops and your hips come up. Draw your right knee back towards your left heel. Scissor your thighs. Drop your head and lift your hips. Open. Where's the breath? Where's the breath? Where's the breath? Right hand high, and then down, and then dog. The quiet, living, brilliant quiet. Bend your knees. Come your heels over the balls of your feet. Pull your heels up. Pull your hips up higher. Now press your heels back and down. Drop your head. Good. Beggar bend at the knees. Bend the knees. Bend the knees. Bend the knees. Pull your heels over the balls of your feet. Hips up. Hips up. Press your hands down. Drop your heels all the way through your feet. Bend your knees. Pull your heels over the balls of your feet. Lift your hips. Press up. Press back. Drop down. From the palms of your hands to the soles of your feet, this soul, this body, this light, this life, this breath. Hands, knees. 2 blocks with you as you go. And you turn over on your back and take the blocks. Mm-hmm. So we're going to rest in a restorative bridge. Blocks go side to side, so they're on their lowest setting. Hips up, meets underneath you like a second spine, and just let the back of your body, so there has to be a little arch in the low back. Drop the back of the chest, walk the shoulder blades in, turn your palms open. Tuck a shoulder, tuck another, feet flat, knees fall in. And let your low back float and relax. Imagine trying to pull your hips towards your shoulders beneath you, and how that starts to pull your heart a little higher. Imagine pulling your heels towards your hips. Imagine pulling your hips towards your shoulders. Let your heart come a little higher. Tuck a shoulder, tuck another. So we pull the heels toward the hips, a little action in the hamstring. And then we pull the hips towards the head, and a little action in the back of the heart. Go 3. Just that much. Go 2. Good. From here, weight in your heels. Float your toes, weight in your heels. Press your heels straight down, and your hips float an inch. Catch the outer edges of your blocks and bring the blocks a step higher by bringing their bellies together. And now we're on their edge, and your seat down, and your arms a little wider. Shoulders a little closer. Knees falling towards each other. Heels draw towards your hips. Hips draw towards your heart. So there's no shortening. There's no tightening. It's a gentle, the back body is drawing towards the heart. And it's making this length from your navel to your sternum, and from your sternum to your throat. Press the back of your head down so softly, and turn your left palm down into the floor. Left palm down into the floor. And just feel the change in your left side, left lung. So simple, but you're opening the back of the left lung. The way in which the lung rests in the rib cage. Good. And the left palm turns open. Heels draw towards the hips. Hips draw toward the heart. The heart floats. Turn your right palm down. Your thumb points towards your heels. Your palm flat to the floor. And this will roll your shoulder a little forward and the shoulder blade a little closer to the spine, and just breathe to the right side lung. Relax the work of your low back, relax the work of your heels, and just feel the breath. Right palm down. We're getting the breath all the way up underneath and behind us, that it could hold us. Let the spine relax, 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 relax. It may settle, it may sink. The back of the neck may lengthen and lengthen. And then turn your right palm up. Bring your hands beside you. Hold the outside edges of the block. So you're on the outer edge, the pinky edge of your hands, the outer edge of your arms, the back of your shoulders. There's a little space beneath the back of your neck. So there's a little rise. Draw your right knee up and your left knee up. This might be your spot, or heels rising, or heels pressed to the sky. If your heels pressed to the sky, sit your seat forward to the wall ahead of you and press the backs of the arms down. So if you're going to be active about it, the backs of the arms press down and the heels press high, and you use your hands on the blocks, pull your seat towards the wall in front of you. Flex your feet, spread your toes. And let that broaden the chest. It can be passive or it can be active, but don't find the space in between. Really one or the other. And use it to change your breath. Change your breath. Change your breath. Where is it needed? Where is it needed? Where is it going? 3, press. 2, and the knees bend and to the floor. Hips up, set the blocks aside, and pause, just feeling the low back, the spine settle. If you choose, hands on thighs, heels at the crease where your thighs meet your body, press there, press away. And let the back of your neck become long. Hands to shins, bring it in. A little bit side to side. The way we began, right hand overhead, right leg long. And then right hand to shin. Left hand overhead, left leg long. So we're using this now, continue. Notice your pace is different. Use it to flush out and explore the whole body, the equilibrium you've made, front and back, top to bottom. Anything else? Shake out the feet, shake out the hands. We go 3 and 2. Good. Widen your knees, hands inside your thighs. Press your heels out, straightening the legs. Lift head and shoulders. Find the backs of your thighs. And then roll your thighs towards you and press your thighs into your hands. Press your heels away. On your inhale, a little bend in the knees. On your exhale, a big press. Inhale, little bend. Exhale, a big press. Widen your legs. Again, we go 3. We go 2. 1 more. And just stay. Can we stay right there? Legs strong. They may tremble. Feet strong without tension in the feet. If you need to, point flex. Feel the thighs widening. Feel the low back lengthening. Tuck your chin. Lengthen the back of your neck. And then bend your knees. Good. Hands to the outer knees, bring them close. So the right foot goes to the floor and the left ankle crosses over the right knee. Left hand on the left thigh, press away. Nothing big, nothing big. I'm looking for traction. I'm looking for space. Space in the hip joint. At the bottom of the hip is further away from the top. I want you to see if you can feel space in the left side jaw. And just unhinge a little bit more. Unhinge the jaw, unhinge the hip. Feel it deep in the pelvis, deep in the abdomen. Everything you've been holding on to. Left arm is straight, heel of the hand is in the thick of the thigh. The left side jaw is changing. Bring your right heel closer to your body and in line with your spine, so a little bit to the left. And then hips up and drop to your right outer hip and put your left foot on the floor to your right side. So your left foot just keeps coming over and drops to the floor. Right hand now presses the left thigh away. Left hand wide. So the left foot flat to the floor. Relax the left hip. You'll feel it engage. You'll feel it try to hold. How much can let go? Relax your feet. Find your breath. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Feel it change across the pelvis. Keep adjusting the upper back. You can turn your chin side to side. Ah. So that when you bring it back into the center, hips up and square to in the middle of the mat. Right heel walks out to the far right corner of your mat, and the left ankle crosses over the right. Off to the right corner. Hands overhead. Right hand holds left wrist up over to the right side of your mat. Now drop the left side body. And breathe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe right up the center line and then out the same way. Same path, same direction, same duration. One more. A little length in the left side. So that when you release your left hand and you uncross your foot, you make center. And we'll build tree. Bend your knees, put your feet flat, find center, let your hips and pelvis realign. Right foot will straighten. Left foot to the right inner thigh. Make tree. Left hand to your left inner thigh. Right hand to your right ribs and roll them apart. Left knee drops towards the floor. Right ribs drop toward the floor. Back body lengthens. Now stand in your right heel. Toes point up, mean it. Press into the heel and take your right hand overhead. Right ribs wrap down toward the floor. Left thigh wraps down toward the floor. Right heel presses out of the hip. Assemble yourself. There's order. Good. And then center. Knees bend, feet flat, find neutral, hands on thighs, press away where we begin. Ah, ha. Right ankle over the left knee. Left heel towards the center line. Right hand on right thigh. Press away. Breath. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Keep opening the right hip. At the bottom of the hip, move away from the top of the hip. That you could unpack what's been held there. So hips up and over to the right. The right foot drops across to the left floor. Left hand to the right thigh, press away. Right hand out wide or overhead. All the way out. Relax your feet. And notice at first there's maybe a real wall of tension that you encounter. Use that long 6-part breath to get through the body. One, two, three, four, five, six. No, don't do that. And then back into the center, the left foot flat. And the left heel walks out to the left far corner. And the right ankle crosses over the left. And the left hand overhead. And the left hand holds the right wrist to the left top corner of the mat. And you just drop open. Really considering that we are in a breath practice at this point. Let the body be heavy and quiet. And feel the count up the body. The low abdomen, the mid body to the throat, and then back out the same path, the same pace. Keep dropping the right shoulder or the right hip on the exhalation. Keep exploring the inside of this shape on the inhalation. Making the softest of spaces inside. Notice where you're holding and drop into the floor. Walk your feet in and your hands down. Find center. Left leg extends, build tree. Right knee out to the side, press into the left heel. Right foot to the left inner thigh. Right hand to the right inner thigh. Left hand to the front of the left ribs. Now the right hand moves to the right and the left to the left. You widen the front of your body. And with this, you lengthen the breath. And the back of the body gets long. Slight tuck of the chin. Standing now, left heel away, toes pointing up, left hand overhead. Tree. Right hand to the right thigh. That there is an inherent order inside of us. When we can't feel or find our own order, when it feels disorderly, we start having these triggered responses. I'm defensive, I'm cranky, I'm uncomfortable. So feel this order. The navel is long and spacious. Good. Left hand comes down, right leg comes out. Shake out your feet, shake out your knees, shake out your feet, shake out your knees. And just pause for a moment. And let the backs of your hands rest beside you. Tuck a shoulder under, tuck another. Feel the order. If you need a blanket, you can cover yourself over. And just 3 more times. Find that line of breath. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And out the same way. And we'll go into what's called pure breathing. No, Suki. Come here, baby. No, come here. I know. Yeah. Good girl. And after those 3 breaths, let it go. Let it go. And the first step of pure breathing is to allow your breathing to become silent. You can feel it without hearing it. And as you notice the breath settling, let the inhalation equal the exhalation. And the third step is it becomes unbroken. Notice if there are any gaps. Notice if there is any holding. Imagining the sensation of an unbroken circle. So the breath is silent. The breath is equal. Inhale and exhale. And the breath is unbroken, smooth and continuous. I'm going to stay with this because the body will release. The mind will find a sweetness. And in that we might say, oh, that's enough breath work. But we're going to stay committed, a silent, even, continuous breath.
The breath is silent. The breath is equal. And the breath is continuous. One more minute. And then releasing any effort, any action, any thought. Now we drop into a shavasana that is complete. The mind quiet, the body quiet, the breath free. Now you have an option to stay right here and just take the next 10 minutes to be completely at ease. The body restful and complete. The way that we've built the breath moving through us along this line from pubis to crown will move sound with the simple mantra of Om, A-U-M, and will move sound along that same line. Sound can move where our physical body cannot. Sound can clear where the physical body cannot. And when we clear with our own sound, we reclaim a sense of identity. This is my sound, and my sound is made of my frequency and my breath. So it's a very restorative use of sound. If you're choosing to stay in your shavasana, make any last adjustment and stay as you are. If you're choosing to go on into this sound, you begin deepening your breathing. The hands make their way overhead. The knees bend.
turning to your side, you make your way up without a cross-legged seat here. You're going to take your blanket, put it behind you with the fold towards you. Nothing racy. And just sit your hips there. Knees soft. And pedal out your feet, coming upright. Just notice that. And then hands high. And just come back into the body so simply. A little hinge to the hips. Just lead with the heart and feel. You can adjust your arms, you can adjust your legs. Just getting a little bit of length, navel to spine. Feel your edge. And then inhale, you come right back up. Feel the opening. Exhale, feel the fold. Thumbs point up, chin tucks in. Oh. And then inhale, rise up. Feel that little lift. Exhale, tuck the chin. Feel the anchor, the seat, the heels, no rush. Inhale, you rise up. Feel the elevation through you, through you. We're going to do this 5. Good, rising. No strain through the hamstrings. Just a tuck, just a chin, just a length and a rise. I want you to feel that rise. That's the channel the sound will follow. Fold. Little wag of the tail, shake it out, rising up. And go one more time. So that as you come up, you feel seat to crown to hands. Good. Hands wide and down. Now you cross your legs and sit up tall. We'll follow that line, that central channel. A is in the base where we have 1, 2. U is in the center where we have the 3, 4. M in the throat and in the head where we had 5, 6. So A, U, M, the Aum. Even. We're going to do 9 rounds. We're following the sound through that channel. Inhale. Feel the sensation of your own sound in your body. Relax your physical body around it. Let your attention and your sensation start to gather and rest in your chest. It's lively and bright, warm.
Your attention resides at the chest. On your exhalation, that sensation coalesces into brilliance around your heart. On the inhalation, it expands and diffuses to fill the chest. It becomes a very simple pulse for 1 minute. Let the breath become very, very small and the pulse becomes larger. Let them come apart. And perhaps you can release the breath altogether and just feel the sensation, that light pulse to the surface and to the center. And then make no effort at all. And feel the effortless freedom in your body. Front, back, top, bottom, left, right, before, after. And that the breath can pass through all of it. Freely and clearly. We can feel who we are. Hands up high, inhale. And back in. And we'll go 3 ohms just now, the space around us, inhaling up. Thumbs to the forehead center. Shanti, shanti, shanti. Peace, peace, perfect peace. Namaste. Thank you so much for your practice, for what you've made. All of this is in us. All our history resides in our systems in so many ways. And so this shaking out, I've been doing a lot of like in your tongue, in your jaw, in your hands, in your face, all of this. My father's family has a really wacky jaw. Most of his sisters have an underbite, and the underbite goes to the left, and so my Aunt Ruth always talked like this, you know. And it was quirky, and it was part of the thing until I went to the orthodontist and found that I had the jaw that went over there that had to be all rebuilt and rubber banded and so when we have the lineage from our past, it's in our bones, it's in our DNA, our bones are built, but we can change that. And at the same time, my dad also developed Bell's palsy, which is a paralyzation of one side of your face. And it was never entirely the same. And we mirror the people we see. And the mirroring becomes the habit of our connective tissue. So this combination meant that I could talk very easily out of only the left side. And when I would smile with this side. I can do this, right? This just feels really normal. And this shaking and really realizing that this and a lot of his anger, and he has passed 3 years now, and this is not my anger. This is not my body. This now, I can smile with both sides of my mouth. And I can't tell you what that feels like everywhere else. And so all these changes, this deep structural work, you are shifting from your history to your present moment. And you're freeing up what can happen. It's so deep and significant and delightful. May it be so. I will see you next Saturday. If you can, replay it. All of this front body opening is going to serve us. If you're doing the Kundalini with me the next 40 days, it really is going to ask of us to get into the front of our bodies, the place where the future is, the place where we are creating what's coming towards us. And so if we can feel safe in this space, because it doesn't make our low back feel tight, or it doesn't lock up when we sit like this, this will help us move into the next 40 days, and we can enjoy the holidays. Until then, thank you.